Salman sir के साथ my father is the perfect person to make a film with him, and Salman sir and my father's combination I think is just legendary.
It's magical.
So yeah, it never crossed my mind at all.
I know it's a different world, and my world is different. His world should be different because finally Rashtriya needs to evolve. अगर मेरी ही दुनिया ये करेगा तो क्या फायदा?
Gadar 2 is obviously, the action is extraordinary, but what a lovely father-son story, you know, what a lovely mother-son story. There's family at the base of everything, even JAWAN. Meet him all the time, he kept asking about the film, kept asking how, and he kept saying, trust in your vision. So much love for him, I can't praise him enough.
When he saw the song, he said, कोई passing shot चाहिए क्या?
Hello and welcome to ETimes. My name is Jigar and today we have with us legendary Sooraj Barjatya and his debuting son Avnish Barjatya. Hello sir. Hello.
Hello.
Avnish and Sooraj ji, it's an honor for me to be with you right now. I have grown up watching your films and my first memory of Hum Aapke Hai Kaun was in Liberty Theatre. The entire screen would lit up when the song would come. I was like, that was my memory of a Sooraj Barjatya film. Obviously I had seen Maine Pyar Kiya on television before, but for me Sooraj ji was Hum Aapke Hai Kaun. Now when Avnish came and told you that he wants to become a director, describe that day when he told you कि मुझे director बनना है. How was that? क्या बोला था उन्होंने? कैसे हुआ था?
No, I clearly remember it was at Goa airport. I think he was. We had just finished a holiday, and there was enough. We were just walking like this, and that's the first time he gave me a hint that he would like to, venture into filmmaking, because I always wanted him to. I thought he would be a very good businessman. Even now, when he's a director, half the time it's the budgets, and he's a much better producer than me. So that's while walking, I clearly got the hint from him that he would like to be a filmmaker. Of course, then he had his education and he has other things to do. But then when I was making Prem Ratan Dan Payo, he said he'd like to assist. And that's when I realized that this was... But then I was very particular that, as a individual, does he have the patience to wait and go through the grinds? So I remember he went through very short films and taken years on the script of Dono, and that's when I realized that no, this is an individual who wants to have a voice of his own, who wants to say something, and I'm so proud that Dono is his voice. It's different than mine. It has the same values, but it is said in a very different, fresh manner, and it has surprised me every time. So to that extent, that has been the journey.
Avnish, when Sooraj Babu says that you surprised him, how much of a compliment that is?
Oh, it's a massive compliment, because I think that my father is someone who is very objective about these things. He's worked, we produced so many films, so he's interacted with so many directors, and I think that for him to say that, even give me the opportunity that, you are capable of directing a film, it was a huge compliment for me. He's also, I'm his biggest fan, he's my idol, so I think that kind of assurance from him, that kind of trust in me was incredible.
Now Avnish, your dad began with Salman Khan. You assisted on a film which had Salman Khan. Never had thought of making debut with Salman Khan?
So, I think it's always important, which my father also said, is that it's very important to be clear of what your script is. And this film was, it was of a 25-year-old, so we knew right from the beginning that we wanted someone new, someone fresh to play the part. And when I met Rajveer, there was no question only. So I don't think I even thought of that process. Also, I think Salman sir ke saath, my father is the perfect person to make a film with him. Making a film with him is a responsibility. It takes a director of a certain stature, which I have not earned yet. So I think that, and Salman sir and my father's combination, I think, is just legendary.
It's magical.
So yeah, it never crossed my mind at all. Yeah.
Would you want to direct a Salman Khan film?
I think it would be an honor for any director, obviously, but I have to yet prove myself, I think, before I can reach that stage.
Sooraj ji, when you went on the set, did you go as a director or you went as a producer?
No, I really had a blast at his sets, because first time in my life I didn't have to worry about call times of camera kahan rakhna hai, because, and like he said, I truly believe, and I'm proud he followed it, of being fully prepared, because on a set, if you're prepared, then creation happens. Otherwise, you only end up with corrections. So for that creation, for that magic, that this is a like moment will get on celluloid. So this time I went as a producer and I watched, and I really enjoyed the process because it was a young process. His world is very different for me, honestly, because he's talking of closure, of the world of rejection से डरते क्यों है, restart button. मैंने कभी I've always made films where a boy girl straight fall in love और शर्म है, फिर गाने आते हैं beautiful, they are enjoying. So his is a much more intense, much more character driven, layered film. So I really enjoyed. I was there as a producer, as a bouncing board for him or for the others. If anything, I would suggest, but of course I'm happy he did his own way, and I'm proud of it because finally it has to be a director's vision.
So when when Adi was making DDLJ, Yashji also was used to be on the set, and Yashji used to, at one point, if I'm not wrong, used to crib, "Arey isne chiffons ki साड़ी क्यों ले ली, silk क्यों ले ली इसमें?" So did you also go through all those points with him?
No, I wanted him to. I would give my suggestions, but I know it's a different world, and my world is different. His world should be different because finally, Rajshri needs to evolve. अगर मेरी ही दुनिया ये करेगा तो क्या फ़ायदा? We have to have different worlds because he has to, and I always noticed that he kept the Rajshri, जो Rajshri की संवेदनाएं हैं वो अवनीश ने कहीं छोड़ा नहीं है. So that way I was very convinced.
Avnish, you are making a debut with Sunny Deol's son and Poonam Dhillon's daughter. Was that a responsibility or was that a pressure?
It was 100% a great responsibility. There was no pressure because Sunny sir, Poonam ji were nothing but supportive, in that way. And they put us all at ease, all three of us, my father and them as well, that make the film that you want to make. And even for Rajveer and Paloma, they were absolutely free to interpret the characters in their own way with the three of us. So 100% though, that responsibility definitely does exist. I'm so lucky that I've got to enjoy the goodwill that my father has accumulated over the years. Same with Rajveer and Paloma, their parents have, and in Rajveer's case, even grandparents, they've accumulated so much goodwill, so much love, and that love has come to us as well. So we can't take that opportunity lightly, that responsibility to make a great film, a good film, a film that we can be proud of, that I think they can all be proud of. That was very important.
I always used to, so at least my family used to tell me that, oh, Rajshri means happy family film. But I was like, no, in Maine Pyar Kiya there was action.
Yes.
The only film in which you did action, technically. You never went back to doing action there. So do you think attempting action is a genre which...
why not? Why not?
He'll make a good action.
Yeah. Really?
No, why not? Because even if you see the greatest action films, you talk about Gadar 2 right now. Gadar 2 is obviously, the action is extraordinary. But what a lovely father-son story. What a lovely mother-son story. There's family at the base of everything. Even Jawan, there's a family element in that as well. So, action is just a style of direction. Yeah. The story remains is rooted within family, within love, and I think that's how you need to look at a film rather than the technicalities of it.
True. Suraj sir, Hum Aapke Kaun was one of the all-time blockbuster hits. Aaj Gadar aa gayi hai, Jawan aa gayi hai, Pathaan aa gayi hai. How do you look at the success now versus then? Because tab wo 100 crore ka number nahi tha. But I remember going to Archie's gallery and buying that Madhurika poster with ice cream on it, or the greeting cards on it, or Salman Khan's lot of things. I think of Hum Aapke Kaun, which was there in Archie's gallery. You tie up with them as well. Yeah. The first time I also saw that a film was in theatre for 5 or 3 years or 5 years, if I'm not wrong. Liberty में कुछ
2 years.
2 years के लिए थी. Like 2 साल के लिए कैसे रहते? I have no idea. So how do you now look at the success which comes now, and what do you see? How was it back then?
See, every time I look at such great successes, and I feel that वही मेहनत करते हैं, हर पिक्चर में वही एफर्ट जाता है, वही ups and downs. Every film gets its own different nut to crack. But कुछ फिल्में बन जाती हैं, किसी के हाथ में नहीं होती. Whether it's हम आपके कौन, whether it's Jawan, whether it's Pathaan, Gadar 2, and audience surprises us. But I somewhere feel that films need to stand out. They have to be special. We have to get sometimes out of our comfort zone and really do what we want to do at that time of our life. For example, when you talk of Hum Aapke Kaun, it came just very naturally to make it. I had just become a father. I just got a success. We were looking at a love story which is not just a boy-girl meet. So I was in the age where I was respecting what families was. I had the backing of Salman, Madhuri. So, and then we wanted to say something cultural. So, what life I have led, I put it. So, I look back and I see that ban jati hai film. If Hum Aapke Kaun had to be made, I mean, it worked because the audience loved it, but it was because we tried to do something different and something we believed in rather than because जहाँ पे आप ये सोचते हैं कि इतना लगा कि इतना कमाएंगे, वो फिर आपने मियाद बांध दी अपनी.
True. My last question to Avnish to you is, what is your rapport with Salman Khan? Sir has been with him since his start of this career technically. How have you? Because I guess you were born when Hum Aapke Kaun was making.
Yes.
So how has your relationship been with him over the years?
He's my favorite star. I'm his biggest fan. बहुत बार पहले जब मैं assist कर भी रहा था तो बहुत शर्माता था जाने से because I'd get tongue tied. And his personality when you see him around, he's that star value. It's just there. When you meet him, the energy of the room is different. But he's been so supportive. Every time. I remember when I was in AD as well. He was the one who told my father, that I see a potential in Avnish. क्या पता, he never spoke. I never spoke to him only. मैं तो चुप रहता था. Where he spotted something. But that I know. He's seen how many films, how many ADs. He's seen how many directors. And for him to say that to my father was wonderful. We were so lucky. He, even when I meet him all the time, he kept asking about the film, kept asking how, and he kept saying, trust in your vision, which was wonderful. And he launched our title song, him and Bhagyashree ma'am. We're so grateful to them. That support means everything in the world. He's such a lovely person. Only so much love for him. I can't praise him enough.
When he saw the song, he said, "Koi passing shot chahiye." It's very nice of him because he's seen him grow. So.
That's lovely. I mean, you're one of the few people with whom he has rapport for that 35 years now. It's a rare thing. Okay, thank you for so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
That's all from my side. Thank you so much.